So we're going to start quickly by knowing setting up a meeting on Zoom and also using a waiting room. Great.
Yes.
So this is okay. Great. Thank you. So this is the first screen as soon as you open Zoom. And when you've logged into it, if you are the one who is preparing the meeting, you will click on schedule. And when you click on schedule, this is the screen which opens on the phone, which says improvement journey meeting, and you will choose the date, you will choose the duration of the meeting, that is the start time and the end time. You will also choose the time zone, because since people are doing their meetings across, so they would want to know which time zone you are in. So of course, if all of us are in IST, we always choose Indian Standard Time. And you can choose whether these meetings will be recurring or not. That means if they are occurring once a month, or once in 2 weeks, once a week, in that sense. Important point to note, number one is do not never use your personal meeting ID when you set a meeting. Even if it is for friends, family, anyone, do not use your personal meeting ID. And point number two, while scheduling a meeting, is that you always set a meeting password. If you slide this to the right, if you slide the slider to the right, you will create a meeting which will automatically ask the participants to come in with a password. So meeting options, if you're the host, that means if you're scheduling the meeting, you will keep your video on. You have an option to say that whether the participant can turn on their video or not. For example, if this is a webinar, you telling the students, you giving a lesson to students, you do not want to see their videos, but you want them to see your videos. So you can by default keep the participant video on or off. And also they can have options of phone calling in a number or dialing in through a laptop or a mobile. And the last option adds it to your Google Calendar. We will come to that, how to do that maybe sometime later. So in order to join the meeting, you will click the button join in after you've logged in. In order to add invitees, for example, if you want to add your students, if you want to call your teachers or students for this or any other stakeholder, right, to share this, you will add invitees and you will share this link with them. You will copy to clipboard after you add invitees and you share that link. If you control C anywhere, right, and control V, be it a text, I can show you. This is where I have copied onto an email, right? I have and I can send it to anyone, right? The same invite, I can copy it in my WhatsApp text box. So I will go on to the next so we have covered scheduling a meeting and important points to remember while making a meeting. So what we'll do is, as of now, we will look at how to remove participants. Okay. So if you are a host, right, if you have scheduled a meeting, in the bottom of, if it is on the laptop, please note, if it's a bigger screen, if you can see a wide screen, it is on the laptop. And if it is like a shorter screen, it is on the phone, right? In the bottom part, you can see manage participants as a host. And in manage participants, when you go on chat, you can go to a person and see that person's name. On the person's name, on the right hand side, you will see options called more. So when you click on more, there are many options such as chat with that person. You can ask the person to chat video, start their videos. You can make that person a host, co-host. And the last option is remove, right? So you can use this to say that, okay, now let us say out of 10 participants, 5 participants' work is over in a meeting. You use this to remove them from the meeting. Okay, so now important, more often why we use Zoom is that we have created something, we have made something, and we want to show it to people, right? But let it be a presentation, let it be our lesson plan, let it be our annual plan, whatever we want to show, right? Because that is how we would like to work and take feedback, right? So this is my laptop screen. And on the bottom of the screen, there is a green button called share screen. And similarly, this button will be present on the mobile, right? Which is in the center line of your mobile, just below in the bottom half of your app. If you open the app while the meeting is going on, you will see this green, either green, fully filled green share screen or outlined green share screen on your mobile. And when you click on share screen, this is a window which opens. It will ask you whether you want to share only the browser or the desktop or multiple things that you want to share, right? It can be a whiteboard, it can be like even your phone. Okay, so this is important to know. Whatever screens are open on your laptop can be shared. Moving on, while using a phone, your phone's screen will be shared. Nowadays, all the same apps we can use, we are using on the phone itself. So whatever app you open, right, you can share that app screen with the help of Zoom. Yes, we can share PPT. For example, if your PPT is in Google Slide, and you can share that, you can open PPT in the Google Slide and share it via Zoom. Thank you for that question, ma'am. And this particular thing, whatever questions we are getting, plus whatever we have prepared as a handout, we are going to share it with you guys. So when you set up a meeting, you will say that only the participants who are invited, who are not hosts or co-hosts, can become guest participants. So automatically they will go into a waiting room. And most importantly, if you can see in a chat window, you can chat either with a person or with the whole group. So I want you to send a message to someone. If you open the chat window and about type message here, there is everyone. Can you see these options? And there are many other participants here, correct? So either you can send it to one participant, which shows as privately, or you can send it to everyone in the meeting. If you click on participant window, if you click on participants, there is an option of raising your hand or doing multiple things. Can you all try to use that option? Yes, excellent. I can see that multiple people are raising hands.
But what we'll request everybody to do is if you go to your chat, everybody go to your chat, click on your chat. At the bottom, you'll see a little thing that has three dots that says more. If you click on more, you'll see a thumbs up, a thumbs down, clapping, a teacup. So you click on any of it and we'll be able to see whether you know how to do it. So go to your chat, at the bottom, find the three dots that say more and click on thumbs up or thumbs down or the teacup. So I can see somebody has on a teacup. So let's have everybody click. I can see Corradina ma'am has done a thumbs up.
So we went with setting up a meeting with a waiting room, removing participants, screen share, raising hands and reactions, and using things in chat privately and with everyone.